Today, as he does every week during the basketball season, is head basketball coach Gary Tuell, and we are pleased to have one of our star players, in fact, he's the captain of the team, Teddy Tassy, who actually won Player of the Week for the second time this past season. Coach, great to have you. A big win over Florida Southern, first time since 2007, and you beat them big, 90-79.
Yeah, first of all, good morning, Tony, and it's good to be with you too. Yeah, we played really well last Saturday against Florida Southern. Our guys were focused, played hard, and shot the ball great.
I think what's pretty indicative of how well you're playing on the offensive side. You're shooting 65% from the field against Florida Southern, and you turn the ball over 28 times, and you still win by 11.
Yeah, that's got to be a record. I don't know. I mean, they press you. Now, they play different. Florida Southern's full court pressure with a lot of good athletes, and they really rely on that to score their points. They generate their offense off turnovers and defense. If we had eliminated some of those turnovers, I don't know, they probably would have scored 60 points maybe, but and we might have shot, an even higher percentage. So, I mean, turnovers are part of the game, but when you shoot high percentage and you execute at the defensive end, which we played terrific defense in the Southern game, and the points that they did score really came in transition, came off steals, but they really had a tough time scoring against us in the half court, and that's kind of the key to basketball. There are always going to be areas where you need improvement or where you don't play particularly well that night, but if your half-court defense is good and your shooting percentage is good, you stand a pretty good chance to win most games.
Well, let's talk to Teddy, a senior. He's from a local product from Terravilla High School. First of all, congratulations on being named Player of the Week, and you are one of the captains of this team. Tell me what you think it's meant to this team to win back-to-back games, but more importantly, beating Florida Southern.
Beating Florida Southern was huge for this team, especially for the program as well, and that meant a lot to the team. It really, gave everybody a heads up that, we can really compete with any team in this league if we do the right things and do what Coach asked of, And winning back-to-back wins, it's our first back-to-back wins this year, so everybody's pretty excited about that, so that's a plus for us.
Tell me what goes through your head when you hear your coach tell you, here, especially publicly on the radio, I think he passes up too many good shots.
Well, the one thing I didn't want to come into this year doing is being the senior that everybody think a senior is, which is like get points and just do everything for themselves because it's their last year. Most seniors, plan on playing after their senior season, so it's like, okay, I gotta have a great season so that I can be looked at greatly. But with these guys, I love the whole entire team. There's not one guy that I don't like, so it's like, it makes me feel better that everybody else can, play together. And I love moving the ball. I love sharing the basketball, and that's just why sometimes I miss on taking good shots just to get somebody else involved.
Tell me about your poetry.
I used to write a lot of poems in high school because I had a lot of time. I lived with my sister, so I didn't really have a lot of time being mentored by parents and all that kind of stuff. So on my free time, I just usually write poetry. I love writing. I love reading. Just two things I just really enjoy.
Before I go back to Coach Tuell, prior to this show, we were talking a little bit, and you want to go overseas after your playing days here. Tell me about that.
Yeah.
What you'd like, what would be your dream team?
I don't really would have a dream team anywhere that would suit my lifestyle. Any place that would be best for me would be the ideal dream team for me.
Is there one in particular you'd like?
No,
like to go to Italy, like to go to Spain.
Oh, all those places would be great. as of right now, I'm just pretty much focused on this season.
Well, let's talk about what you have coming up this week and the next week.
Well, we have Tampa today at Tampa, and that's never easy. They're coached by Richard Schmidt, who at one time Richard and I grew up together in Louisville, and that's been years and years ago. He was the head coach at Ballard High School when they won the state championship in Eden. And then moved on to Virginia as an assistant coach, was the head coach at Vanderbilt, head coach at Mississippi State, has been at Tampa for a long time. He's older than God, so, and he knows more basketball than God, so it's always tough playing Richard's teams. They've struggled early this year. They had 2 starters who were out. In fact, their 2 best players were out. And they got those guys back after Christmas, and now I think their team started to come around and play much better. And this will be a tough road game for us today, and if we can find a way to win this one, it'll be awfully good coming home, because we've got Lynn on Wednesday night at home and St. Leo on Saturday, and both of those teams look to be as good as anybody in the league right now. So it's going to be a fun week.
Well, you find yourself at 2-2 in the league, and that's now you need to really start stepping it up to really get where you need to go in the league.
Well, you hope so, Tony. It's this league's funny. I don't know that there's one team that's going to separate itself from the rest of the field this year. There's so much balance in our league. I do like our team, and I have always felt like we have a chance to win this league. And I told our guys the other day, we're going to do this thing, whether we do it in the regular season or do it in the conference tournament. I believe we're going to get this done with our team. But every time I look at somebody in this league, there's no stepchild in this league. They're all good, they're all playing well, and they're all capable from night to night to win. So it's an interesting, fun league, and every night is a battle.